So we've got another exciting episode here of my 1956 Oval. Right now I'm taking a ride in the 68 Fastback just to talk to you guys about what's going on with this car. It is, as you know, in very, very bad shape. I mean, I had to cut just about everything off of that car, and I'm still continuing to cut things off of it because I'm finding nothing but rust, underneath rust, underneath rust, underneath rust. So I just keep cutting deeper and deeper. A lot of the parts that I've been looking for, original parts, are either hard to find or non-existent. Reproduction parts for one of these early Oval Beetles are extremely rare and expensive. And I've gotten to the point that I'm just fixing things to the best of my ability with the parts that I have. So the car will not be all original, it won't. And it won't be absolutely stock or factory because I'm going to be doing some modifications to it. And some things will be changed from how they were when they were brand new. So the car will not be as it was. You can call this car a custom car, that's what it's going to be. Am I going to do something ridiculous like Volkswagen it? Absolutely not. I am not gonna fuck my car up. I'm sorry. The Hurricane Ivan did enough to it. And I think I need to do it a little bit of respect and put it back together in one solid piece that is at least as close to original as possible as I can make it without actually replacing the original parts that we discussed before. But anyway, on to this video. Check out what's going on and watch me hack this thing to pieces. Well, if you remember from the last video, we discussed what happened when I cut off the front clip and removed the steering column. The entire car collapsed, of course, and then I began to cut the car up to try to save it from collapsing and damaging any components any further. So once I got that far, I had to do a little additional cutting to get down behind some of the panels where there was some rust that were not otherwise accessible and would not be accessible unless I did some more cutting. So I continued to chop away. So I began to look at the roof, which got a little bit flat, and I noticed it was going to need to be cut out as well. Once that was cut on out, I removed the rear windows, and I had a look at the inside of those. They needed some repairs too. The rear luggage area then got pulled off, and I stood it up and looked, and the entire rear wheelhouse and rear apron area needed to be chopped off, so we pulled that off next. Once I had that looked at, I examined the rear apron and realized that was not salvageable in any way. So I started doing my favorite thing, and that's car part shopping. I visited CIP1, had a look at the Beetle parts, and I did a search for an H-apron for a Beetle, and I was kind of appalled when I saw the price. Almost $500 for a new rear apron. I think I'll pass, and I'll attempt to fix what I've got. So what I did was I cut the H area out of the old apron, and I went ahead and dropped it into a 1960 model's apron anyway. And I should be able to get it to look like it was factory to those that are passing by that probably wouldn't really notice that this isn't an original H apron, but in order to save $500, I said, fuck it, this is the way I'm going to do it. And as you can see from the photos, it still needs a little bit of sanding, but I think you get the point. Here is Skeeter checking out the old rear apron, which was all cut to pieces. What we're looking at next is the front cowl that was underneath the windshield. Of course, that was all rotten out. I had to separate the dashboard from it, which is what you're looking at here. That is the cowl from above the windshield, which also was all rotted and destroyed. Here is the luggage area from the front. You say that's the bottom of the trunk, and then here's the front clip. Now you might notice that there's a white piece that's in there that doesn't belong there, and that's actually a drawer from an oven. And the reason why I'm using that is because this will probably turn into a piece of wall art, and I need to reinforce it to hold it together, so that's what I wind up using. We're not going to see that anyway, but yes, you could say that this front clip is actually part Kenmore. Here is the section of the front clip that was removed that white piece did replace. This contains all of the body and VIN numbers on it. It also was where the front body bolts attached to the beam. Those two big holes that look like they might be stereo speakers are actually how you access the steering box on either a left or right-hand drive car, depending upon whether you're here or overseas. This has a lot of little pieces to it and will have to be pulled apart to be completely rebuilt. I have not found reproduction pieces for each one of these little bits yet. The doors were an interesting issue altogether. They were pretty good skinned on the outside, and the top portions of them were not in bad shape at all, but the bottoms were completely destroyed. The bottoms on both doors were just completely rotted out. There was nothing that was really holding the bottoms together at all. The skin was separated, and the glass even fell out the bottom of the one door. So what I did was I cut the top off of the door, and then I went ahead and grafted it onto a late model door. Of course, before doing all of this, I did shop for original early model small window doors. I could not find doors locally to service this car, so I'm going to have to make some, and that's what I did. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this video series. This car project is probably one of my bigger ones, and I have enough projects that just aren't finished or just aren't getting done fast enough. And I'm not going to wait until I'm old and gray to finish this one. I mean, I've got enough gray already, so this project doesn't need to take 10 or 20 years. I need to have this thing done and done soon. So that's the other reason why I'm not using original parts, because number one, I can't afford them. Number two, I'm not going to wait that damn long to find them at a good price. And number three, if I can make them or use what I've got, I'm going to. And if you don't like my car because of something that I did to it, you can go fuck yourself. But I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be understanding and you're going to really enjoy what I'm building here. As I said, I'm going to do this car right, and I'm not going to turn it into a complete hack job. So don't expect a Volkswagen out of this or something other disgusting piece of shit. This is going to be a nice car. It's going to be elegant. It's going to keep its fenders. But it's going to be, you know, custom. So expect something nice. Anyway, stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to be on a little hiatus for a while from this project because, number one, I need to find my camcorder. I'm still on this stupid cell phone. And number two, because I have other things that need to be worked on. But as soon as I make some more progress on this car and I have a chance to shoot some more videos in the next upcoming, I'd say a couple months, I'll give you an update, of course. So I'm going to try to keep on this thing every Monday with some kind of update. So stay tuned and watch. There will be updates to some of the other projects that I've also been working on. But don't ask about them here. Don't, you know, hijack my video. Anyway, thanks, you guys. Stay tuned. Talk to you later. Hello!